we are losing almost like 70 to 80 elephants a year. At the same time, we are also losing almost 70 to 80 humans due to this conflict.
Welcome to Nature's Guardians. I'm Micah Siegel. Each week, I talk with people working to save and help animals around the world. They are nature's guardians, and you can become one too. Today, I'm talking with Bibhab Talukdar of Aranya. Welcome to the show, Bibhab.
Thank you very much.
You seem to be doing quite a lot. So tell us about your organization and what work you're doing.
This organization we named Aranyak was established in the month of September 1989. And at that time, I was a student of university. So I just about to join the postgraduate. And that is the time I started this organization. Initially, this organization was basically to create awareness among the people. But slowly, I realized that a lot needs to be done as I am based in Assam, which is located in the northeastern part of India. We are having international borders with China, Bhutan, Myanmar, and Bangladesh. And this area is having a vast array of wildlife diversity. So slowly from awareness, we have put our feet into research and monitoring. And we have almost 14 different divisions working for different aspects of wildlife conservation, including community livelihood and capacity building.
Okay, so do you have a presentation ready for us?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
So we are not only just non-government organization, but we are also doing a lot of research work. Our organization receives some both at the national and in the provincial level. Now, why Northeast is very important? Because of the biodiversity. Throughout the globe, not everywhere biodiversity is high. In India, if you can see, we have two such sites. One is the western part, Western Ghat, and the other one is the northeastern India, where the biodiversity or wildlife diversity is very high. So I basically live in this northeastern part of India. Why biodiversity is very high? We have low altitude area where with the rainfall we get flooded. At the same time, we have high altitude areas where we have snow-capped mountain. We have different kind of temperature zone. And in these temperature zones, we have different kind of species. And that is the uniqueness of Northeast India if we compare to other parts of India. And some of the flora and fauna found in these regions are unique. Of course, since I have been working on rhinos, I always focus on the 5 species of rhinos. While the African black and white rhinos are well known, but the Asian rhino species are always little known. A lot of people living in Asia are not aware that there are 3 species of Asian rhinos in Asia. So in India and Nepal, we have the greater one-horn rhino, and the populations you can see 4,000 to 4,020, and the populations are increasing. The height-wise, greater one-horn rhino is the highest, followed by the white rhino, black rhino, then the Javan rhino, and the smallest is the Sumatran rhino. And now the greater one-horn rhino population, the global population, as I said, 4,000 plus. And in Assam, which is a province in northeastern India, we have close to 3,000 rhinos. These are some of the figures with regards to rhinos hunted in Assam. But in past few years, rhino poaching has been greatly controlled due to the initiatives, proactive initiatives of the government of Assam, complemented by local people and the non-government organization. So the rhino, of course, as we know that there are demands for the horns the poachers are targeting. But here we found, even in Nepal, they have been able to control rhino poaching to a great extent. But the fight continues. Sometimes poachers win, sometimes the enforcement agencies wins. To me, rhino will always be a conservation and protection dependent species. As soon as protection is compromised, rhino is likely to be killed by well-organized hunters or poachers.
How many rhinos have been poached in India last year?
In 2022, there was no rhino poached in India. That was a rhino poaching year for India.
Yeah, congratulations. So that seems to be working very well. How are you doing it?
Our enforcement agencies are working in tandem with the community. Intelligence gathering is getting better and effective. So that could lead to the prevention of the culprits killing rhinos. And that is, I think, that is the success that enforcement agency, when I mentioned, it is the forest, police, and also the other border forces. They are working in tandem in support with the local communities. And I think because of the cohesive and partnership approach, the results last year was very encouraging.
So are you in touch with people in Africa to share information?
Yes, I am in touch with the African Rhino Specialist Group members, and we do share like the populations and the other issues related to rhino conservations, and also sometimes about with regards to the trade informations from Asia, because the ultimate market for rhino horns are restricted in some of the countries in Asia.
How much does it cost to prevent rhino poaching?
It costs a lot because for protections there has to be 24/7 vigilance. And I'm just giving an example in Kaziranga National Park where we have 2,600 rhinos. There are over 1,200 frontline staff working 24/7. Okay, so all the salaries for 1,200 frontline staffs. So the cost is quite huge, but that is something we have found that the government of Assam is supporting for the best interest because the rhino is the state animal of Assam. So it is a pride of Assamese people. I think government has decided rightly to invest a huge chunk of money to protect and secure the future of the greater one horn rhino.
Okay. It's been so successful that you're now moving rhinos into new places.
Yes, I mentioned earlier that we lost rhinos from two sites in Assam, but the land is intact. That means land was never encroached. So from 2008 onwards, we started putting under Indian Rhino Vision 2020, which is a project led by government of Assam and supported by a lot of other NGOs and agencies.
So, can you show us and tell us about the other animals you work with?
Okay. So this is a typical the grassland habitat in rhino bearing area. This particular picture is from Kaziranga National Park. So same habitat is shared by other herbivores, including deers. We can see the swamp deer just in the back of the rhino. Elephants are also using the grassland habitat. It's almost the same habitat that rhinos are using. The water buffalo, Asiatic water buffalo, are also using the same kind of grassland and wetland habitat in rhino bearing areas in Assam. We also have some unique bird species. This bird is called Bengal florican. And because of rhino conservation, the vast good quality grassland habitat has been protected for over 100 years. And because of the rhino conservation effort, these species are getting benefited. Because outside rhino bearing areas, all the grasslands are converted to agricultural field or developmental purposes. But now these Bengal fricans are only found in rhino bearing areas where grasslands are well protected. So this called the swamp francolin. These are the grassland birds, and they are also benefited because of the rhino conservation effort. But this invasive alien plant species spreading in some grassland habitat is actually a long-term threat. We are working with the government of Assam to remove these alien invasive plant species. It is very challenging, it's very hard, but still we are trying to remove it manually because we cannot use any chemicals inside national park. We are getting flood every year, sometimes high, sometimes moderate. From 366 rhinos, it has increased to 2,600 rhinos. So if flood was having a detrimental effect, our population from 366 in the year 1966 would have probably gone down to 100. But it is increasing. Okay, and the reason I said it is because of the strongest animal survives, weaker animals perish. The only thing they need to be remain undisturbed. And since this area is within a forest campus, nobody disturbs them. So mother and calf They enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and thereby they can re-strengthen their body after post flood. And the Assam government launched the Indian Rhino Vision 2020. We started capturing rhinos from Puvitra Wildlife Sanctuary to Manas National Park, and also from Kaziranga National Park to Manas National. This is how the rhinos are captured very early morning. The operation starts almost at 5:30 in the morning. We generally capture 2 or 4 rhinos a day. And then by evening, we transport those rhinos to Manas National Park. And next morning, we release them in the wild by putting radio collars. So these are the capture operations in Assam. This operation has also built our capacity to capture and translocate rhinos. As I mentioned, we captured 22 rhinos so far. Not a single rhinos were died during capture or transportations or release. This is the picture from Manas when we release rhinos in the wild. And good thing is that rhinos started breeding and we are getting more and more calves in Manas National. From government side, government is doing their level best by enhancing or increasing the staff strength in the national park and wildlife sanctuaries. Then we introduce sniffer dogs for investigating from scene of crime and then track to the scent of the poachers and then try to find them out. So these are some of the pictures from the field. The dog has found the axe which was used to cut the rhino horns. Dog has also found a cloth, and that also lead to the arrest of the suspects. So currently we are having almost 7 sniffer dog units which are operating in 4 rhino bearing areas. Awareness among local people are very important. So we sometimes take police to the villages to interact with the villagers. Then the police can also have their own network to collect intelligence. We also provide like raincoats, torches, etc. to the local villagers who are willing to do patrol in the surrounding areas and in order to gather information. We also have a program called Rhino Goes to School, Tiger Goes to School. We are also doing workshops with the police because police has a good network. They have more power. So we are doing a workshop with the district level police. Whenever police arrest culprits and recover some wildlife products, we help them with identifications. So this is a partnership and collaborative effort. Judiciary is very important. Enforcement agencies will arrest the culprits, but punishment will ultimately be given by the judiciary. So we are working with the Guwahati High Court and the other judicial academies in order to bring it into the priority list so that the arrested persons are convicted as per the Wildlife Protection Act of our country. We are also working with the border agencies that protects the border so they can prevent the import or export of illegal wildlife products.
Tell us about the wild elephant population in Assam.
As per the last estimations, which was in 2021, the population of wild elephant is about 400 to 5,500.
How are they doing?
Elephants are not doing very well in past few years. A lot of elephants are being killed by humans because of animosity. We are losing almost like 70 to 80 elephants a year. At the same time, we are also losing almost 70 to 80 humans due to this conflict. So both ways, the casualties are very high. One of the reason is also because of the habitat is declining because elephant is a long-ranging animal. They need longer areas to move. But as the human populations are increasing, developmental pressures, the habitats are becoming small and smaller.
You're saying elephants kill 70 people every year?
Yes, average in the last 4 or 5 years. And similarly, people also kills elephants through various means, sometimes through electrocution, sometimes through poisoning, sometimes through gunshots. These are basically because of the animosity that has increased in past few years.
How are you planning to fix that?
This will take time, means because awareness takes time. It has to be a multidisciplinary approach. There are issues like sometimes villagers may not get compensations because of the elephants damaging their crop field. Law enforcement also needs to work together. But this is how the reality is for the big animals. Small animals can live in smaller places. For big animals to get larger areas is becoming challenging, especially in the developing countries.
What about your tigers?
We have close to now almost 3,000 tigers in India. In Assam, we are having probably 150 tigers. Most of them are in Kaziranga National. We have around 20 to 25 tigers in Orang National Park. In Manas National Park, we have close to 30, 35 tigers. So I think whatever tiger populations we have also almost reached the peak, okay, because the area remains same, territorial animal. So they will fight for the same territory, and in that process, some will die. Some will try to disperse to other areas, but then other areas may not be protected.
And your pangolins?
Pangolins are also declining a little bit because of the increased threat from the capture and poaching. And what we found that probably because the rhino poaching incidences has reduced, so the wildlife smugglers are focusing more on pangolins as alternatives. Okay, so we have seen a lot of pangolin scales are being recovered by the security agencies. So we only know when the recovery takes place that how many pangolins may have killed by the poachers. But there are a lot of pangolin scales going out of our country undetected. But I would say in past few years, pangolin trade is becoming much higher than what it used to be earlier. And in Assam, we have two species of pangolin, Indian pangolin and Chinese pangolin.
I've heard that you're doing work on dolphins too, so tell us about those.
Yeah, Gangetic dolphin is our national aquatic animal. And the river Brahmaputra, which is the fourth largest river in the world, is having a population now close to 600. So earlier, the estimation was done based on the physical sightings, but now our team are also using acoustic equipment in order to detect more dolphins. So now I think dolphin population that has been estimated in past 3 years is close to 600 in river Brahmaputra.
Are you doing anything to protect them?
We are doing awareness programs among the fishermen because sometimes the dolphins get stuck in the fishermen nets. So whenever such accidentally dolphin is trapped, we basically encourage them to release it. We have set almost 25 dolphin conservation network along the river Brahmaputra, which is almost like 800-kilometer stretch. There are some people who are killing dolphins to extract oil, and that oil are basically used to capture fishes. So we have given them alternatives because the same kind of oil can also be made from goats. Okay. So without killing dolphin, using goat oil as well, they can catch fish. So we have seen in the last 10 years, the dolphin killing has reduced by almost 80 to 85%.
What about your high mountain habitat?
In high mountain habitats are basically the dense forest we have, but using camera traps, we can definitely detect the kind of animals those are found in the or high altitude areas. Of course, in snow-capped mountains, there are very few species which are living there, including snow leopard. It's very difficult to track them in that kind of terrain.
Sounds like you don't have the same amount of population pressure in Northeast India as the rest of India.
Yeah, in some of the hill states, we have almost 66% areas is under forest. Some also like the Kaziranga National Park, Manas National Park, those were declared long back before human population started increasing. So people also respect the boundaries of the national parks. And for rhinos, it is a pride of Assam and Assamese culture. And in that way, if a single rhino is killed, the public voice is very strong. So government has to act in order to reduce poaching. And that is what actually has happened since 2013, when we lost 41 rhinos due to poaching. But people's voice made governments to act and take the progressive step And government did the corrective measures, and that is why last year in 2022, we have been able to maintain zero rhino poaching here in Assam.
What do you see is going to happen for the next 30 years for wildlife in Northeast India?
Because of the developmental needs, because we assume that human population will at least increase by few percent, there will be pressure in the existing wildlife areas. But I feel that most of the national parks and wildlife which are better protected legally will remain. Rhinos, I see that it will be a sustainable populations even after 30 years. I am a little concerned with elephants. As I mentioned that we are losing elephants.
And what do you need most to be successful?
We need the blessings of one species, human beings. So if the human beings act as a real human, I think wildlife has no issues. We need not manage wildlife. We need to manage humans. And let the Homo sapiens be more responsive to secure the future of not only the Homo sapiens, but future of other living beings, because we have to live together, we have to work together.
Thank you for talking with me, Bibhab.
Thank you very much. It was my opportunity to meet you and also taking your channel to reach out to the people. I hope that I will be able to sensitize at least one or 2% more human beings through your effort.
And thank you for watching. You can help animals by hitting the like button and subscribing to this channel. I'll see you next time on Nature's Guardians. Bye.